a lawsuit.
Average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say.
Sunny's host has certainly been in the news a lot recently, but not for good reasons. We all know what's going on, right? In addition to her well-known outspokenness on The View, she's now making headlines due to some serious accusations. Her husband is facing charges, and it looks like they're involved in a major RICO operation. It's been one setback after another for Sunny. To make matters worse, she could be facing an arrest after a police raid at their home, where they discovered piles of cash. So, how did things spiral this far? Stick around for all the juicy details and to see how this story plays out.
Let Sunny get in here.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. We know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
If you've been out of the loop, let me fill you in on the latest scandal. Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, along with nearly 200 others, is facing a lawsuit from American Transit, a major insurance company. The accusations? Fraud, kickbacks, and shady billing schemes that allegedly went on for years. The lawsuit claims Dr. Hostin performed unnecessary surgeries and submitted fake insurance claims, all while pocketing undisclosed payments. Legal experts are calling it the biggest RICO case in New York since the mafia days. Yep, it's that big. But here's where it gets even juicier. Sunny Hostin, Dr. Hostin's wife, is now caught up in the legal mess. Now, let's be real. Sunny is no stranger to controversy. She's made a career out of tackling hot-button issues on The View, but now she's claiming she had no idea what was going on in her own husband's business. If that's true, she might want to reconsider her career as a commentator because, clearly, she missed some pretty major red flags. The lawsuit isn't just about one rogue doctor. It's about a full-blown organized fraud ring exploiting New York's no-fault insurance laws. Dr. Hostin allegedly provided fake medical services, including unnecessary surgeries, while raking in huge sums. And here's the kicker. Under RICO laws, damages can be tripled, meaning this lawsuit could easily reach billions. But money might not be the worst of it. If convicted, Dr. Hostin could face life in prison. And it's not just Dr. Hostin who's in trouble. Sunny is in deep too, with rumors swirling that she may have played a role in covering up the fraud, potentially even moving money around to hide it from investigators. Here's where it gets especially ironic. Before Sunny became a media personality, she was a federal prosecutor, someone whose job was all about enforcing the law. Yet now, whispers suggest she might have used that very legal expertise to help her husband cover up financial fraud. One report claims she helped funnel money through shell companies to keep transactions under the radar. Another suggests she acted as a middleman to keep the cash untraceable. But wait, it gets wilder. Dr. Hostin wasn't just scamming insurance companies. He was allegedly targeting taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers, performing unnecessary surgeries and fake medical procedures just to cash in. And that's not even the worst part. The biggest issue here is the glaring hypocrisy. On The View, Sunny has been a vocal critic of corruption, demanding accountability and calling out abuse of power. She's built herself up as a truth teller, someone who fights for justice, but now she's being accused of doing exactly what she spent years condemning. Critics are tearing into her, pointing out the irony and hypocrisy. Honestly, if even a fraction of these allegations are true, this could be the scandal that ends Sunny Hostin's career for good.
Hostin, who I think is truly the nastiest woman on television and a genuine racist and not that bright, despite her law degree and everything else.
People aren't holding back when it comes to Sunny. Some are calling for her to step down from The View, arguing that her credibility as a commentator is shot. After all, how can she criticize politicians and public figures when she's allegedly been covering up illegal activities in her own home? Others are urging caution, reminding everyone that these are just allegations at this point and that Sunny deserves the presumption of innocence. But let's face it, The court of public opinion is notoriously impatient, and right now, the pressure is mounting. And it's not just the online backlash she has to worry about. Legal experts are warning that if investigators find even the slightest evidence linking Sunny to her husband's alleged fraudulent activities, she could be facing serious charges herself. Let's not sugarcoat this. If that happens, it won't just be a PR nightmare. We're talking potential prison time, financial ruin, and the total collapse of everything she's built. To make matters worse, there are now serious questions about how Sunny and Emmanuel funded their lifestyle. While they've always kept a low profile about their wealth, reports suggest they own several high-end properties, including a luxurious home in Westchester County. Now, people are wondering, was any of this funded by fraudulent money? Were they living a life of luxury at the expense of innocent victims? And just when you thought things couldn't get more complicated, reports have surfaced claiming that American Transit, the insurance company at the heart of the case, is accusing Sunny of using her celebrity status to sway public opinion and undermine the lawsuit against her husband. Essentially, they're saying she's been leveraging her platform to spin the narrative in her favor. Sunny, of course, isn't having it. In a fiery statement, she clapped back, accusing the insurance company of launching a smear campaign against her family. She insists that the lawsuit is simply a desperate attempt to avoid paying legitimate claims. As if that wasn't enough drama, the Hostins weren't just relying on words. They brought in a legal team ready for battle. Mark Gagos, their attorney, fired off a letter to American Transit on January 12th, threatening a $5 million countersuit if the insurance company didn't withdraw the case and apologize. Gagos even pointed out that the $5 million wasn't the final figure, it was just a starting point, as the reputational damage caused by the lawsuit was tough to quantify. Critics, however, aren't buying this. They argue that Sunny's aggressive response is just a distraction, a way to deflect from the serious allegations against her husband, and potentially against her too. Let's be clear, this is no minor legal dispute. The accusations against Emmanuel are federal insurance fraud charges, the kind of case that can destroy careers, ruin reputations, and send people to prison. And things are about to get even messier. With 200 defendants named in the case, this legal battle isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It's expected to drag on for years, filled with endless discovery, court filings, and legal maneuvering. Every defendant will likely try to distance themselves from the allegations, creating a tangled mess of finger-pointing, shifting alliances, and conflicting testimonies now. If you're thinking this situation sounds a bit ironic, consider this. Just a few months ago, Sunny was throwing some major shade at Melania Trump. Remember when Melania became First Lady for a second time? The ladies on The View didn't hold back, going in on her with more than just political jabs. They took it further, suggesting that Melania wasn't thrilled about her role, and even implying that she might not be all that happy in her marriage to Donald Trump.